What's up, Hebrew Nation? Brother Judah Israel. Got something in my spirit I'd like to share. And it's pertaining to a whole lot of stuff that's going on in the news these days. So don't be deceived by it all. All that stuff that's going on in the Middle East with Israel and Hamas and Hezbollah. None of that stuff is prophetic. None of that stuff is prophetic from the word of Yah. I mean, if you are part of the Hebrew nation, and that includes the people from the other nations who have joined themselves with us and keep the Most High's commandments and His laws. So this is for you too. So please don't be deceived. Now, if you listen to people like John Hagee and Kenneth Copeland and Creflo Dollar them and T.D. Jakes and them and all those mega pastors on TV and stuff like that, or even local pastors in your area, and they try to line everything up from the scripture with those imposters that are occupying the land of Israel now. You know, you're totally being deceived if you believe any of that, because they are not the offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are the so-called Negroes who have been scattered around the world into all nations, people. I mean, the Native Americans also. You know, we're in all nations, okay, as well as the some of the Hispanics, the Afro-Hispanic people down there in those Central American countries and South American countries. So please don't listen to people. I mean, and also they push this fake pagan holiday doctrine, Christmas and Easter and all that stuff. If you're going to be part of the Israelite nation, the Hebrew nation, you can't, you know, hold on to all those man-made pagan rituals that started out of Babylon, you know, and Egypt, and the Roman Catholic Church took on some of those rituals and added it to their religion. You know, this thing that the Most High had with our ancestors is not a religion at all. That's what the Roman Catholic Church has made it out of. And if you go to these Sunday churches, and you can say you're not a Catholic, but if you celebrate Christmas and Easter and you serve Yah in your church on Sunday, you are part of the Roman Catholic Church, because that's where that started at. You know, but if you're part of the Hebrew nation, you gotta just don't even, you know, they got these fear tactics. They got all this stuff in the news about what's going on with Israel and America, Babylon sending ships over there. And Russia supposed to give Iran some weapons to fight against Israel. Don't even be moved by all that stuff. It is not biblical. It is political. You know, the only way those people who are in Israel now are in that land, passing themselves off to be Jews, you know, after World War II, the United States and England, along with the United Nations, you know, those are the nations that are part of the Psalms 83, you know, that conspired against Yah's chosen people, okay, us Hebrews scattered around the world into all nations. So that was a political move that they gave those people, those Edomites, that little strip of land that they call the Middle East, but that's Northeast Africa, and they're passing themselves off to be Jews, okay? So now things have hit the, you know, things have come to, have run their course as far as like, you know, the jig is up. You know, a lot of the world that know that they're not the people, then, you know, but a lot of ministers and stuff that they're still pushing, you know, that agenda that these are the people of the book, but they're not. And if you follow that stuff, you're just allowing yourself to be deceived. So please, family, you know, ignore that stuff that they're pushing. You know, all those mega pastors, John Hagee, them, they try to line up. You know, the Most High had a covenant with the Israelites, not the Jews. You know, that's just one tribe out of the 12. There were 12 tribes, and every time they talk about something, it's all about the Jews, the Jews. Okay, but what about the other 11 tribes that the Most High had a covenant with? You know, so they're teaching you false. They're deceiving you, you know, on purpose. Okay, so now we Hebrews in America, we have completed, you know, the 400-year prophecy that our people that were supposed to suffer. Okay, in the book of Deuteronomy 28, it said that if our people didn't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, that we would be reduced to the tail, and our oppressors would rise up above us and be our head. Okay, so if those people in Israel, you know, are the people of the book, if they are the offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, those people who call themselves Jews, they practically own everything. The world's richest banks, you know, they actually practically run America. You know, they're not at the tail. Those people are at the head. So they are not the offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Most High said his people will lose their identity, lose their heritage. And we so-called Negroes, we are Hebrews, we have lost both. We've lost our identity and we lost our heritage, which is our land. But we have completed the 400-year prophecy that was in Genesis chapter 15, when Yah told Abram, our ancestor, who was the first Hebrew, that your people will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and they will oppress them 400 years. And that nation I will judge, and afterwards, talking about his people, we will come out with great substance. So we have completed the 400-year prophecy. Okay, the prophecies in the Holy Book revolves around Yah's chosen people, and that will be us Hebrews, the world called Negroes. Not those imposters in the land of Israel now passing themselves off to be Jews. It actually says in Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, I know the blasphemy of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And Revelation 3:9, you know, said, you know, they say they are Jews, but do lie. Okay, they are not Jews. Okay, so, you know, so please don't be deceived by what you see in the news and on social media sites like YouTube and, you know, these fear tactics that they, you know, perpetrate. And what's going on with the people in Israel, you know, they're not the offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I'll keep on saying that, you know. So I'm just talking to the people of the nation, the Hebrew nation, okay? And everybody who have joined themselves with Yah's chosen people. You know, don't be moved by none of that stuff. And if you still celebrate these pagan holidays, you got to leave it alone, because it's a spiritual God behind all of them. And that's who you're worshiping if you continue in those paganistic practices. Okay, so don't be deceived. You know, keep Yah's 10 commandments, and you know, allow yourself to be edified with you know, teachers of the flock who are teaching the truth of Yah's word, that we are the people of the book. You know, if they're not pushing that, if they're not teaching that, you're being deceived. You know, you're being deceived. So people, please, don't be moved by all this stuff that's going on in the, I mean, even with the political movement here in America. You know, it's like, you know, we are children of the kingdom of Yah. Okay? So, I mean, me, myself, I'm not trying to, you know, encourage people to stop voting, but I left that stuff alone. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a part of the independent political system. I'm a child of Yah, living in this world, you know, living as a child of Yah, keeping his 10 commandments, and, you know, walking in love toward my brother, my sister, you know, the people who are a part of the body of our Messiah. Okay, so, you know, don't be deceived, family. You know, I mean, because the enemy has its puppets out here pushing all kind of fake doctrines, you know, and they use all kind of tactics to try to reel you in. But don't even give your ears a listening audience to that mess, you know. I mean, if you just for educational purposes want to hear what they have to say, but I can see as far as like the times of the Gentiles has been fulfilled already. They have been fulfilled because it says that blindness has come in part to Israel, you know, until the times of the Gentiles has been fulfilled. Okay, so our blindness came, and then the Gentiles times has been fulfilled. So that since that time has been fulfilled, and we're not blind anymore, the Most High has awakened us to who our true nationality, to what our true nationality is, to our true identity is. So we have become awake. So they have reached their zenith. We have suffered the curses of the 400 years. So now our eyes have opened. And so it's time for him to bring the Gentiles down. And I can see their system crumbling. All the United Nations, they don't have as much influence anymore over the world's nations. So as the Gentiles come down, then us Hebrews, he's elevating us back to where he intended for us to be in the first place. But family, keep his 10 commandments though. Okay? And so, I mean, the times of the Gentiles has been fulfilled. And hopefully a lot of them see that it, you know, because they've never recognized the Most High as giving them the blessing to be on top. They thought that they was all smarter than everybody else, and they really carried themselves like that too. I mean, because they made laws that was against us to keep us down under their feet, and they was really just enjoying their blessings, you know, living large, you know, and we was struggling all alone, you know. So we are overcomers. We are overcomers. And so the Most High has turned his face back to his people, the Hebrews, us Hebrews. And so their kingdom is coming down, little by little. You know, you got the BRICS nations, the countries that de-dollarize and stuff like that. And, you know, even in Africa, they had so much, the Gentiles had so much influence over the African nations. But, you know, the Most High is opening their eyes of the, you know, the people of the African countries. And so they're kicking France out. They're kicking the U.S. out of those countries, you know, the military bases that they had in those African nations. So I just see what's going on around the world, that the times of the Gentiles has been fulfilled already. So the Most High is bringing them back down, and he's raising us back up, you know. And one example of that is that we're not asleep no more to our true identity. You know, a lot of us haven't been waking up yet, but you know, slowly and surely, more and more of us are being awakened by the Most High, and it can't be stopped. You know, so eventually he's gonna let the whole world know who his chosen people are, and you know, a lot of them just won't recognize it now. Some have, because they fear Yah now. You know, and that's, I believe myself personally, that's if you're not awake, it's because the Most High hasn't awakened you yet. So he has also awakened some Gentiles, you know, and some of them will receive mercy. And when he gathered us out of these nations, as Hebrews out of these nations, and take us back to where he has for us, you know, the blessed land that belongs to us, that he's going to give us, a lot of them are going to come with us, but they will be our handmaids and our servants. Okay, so people, please don't be deceived by the this stuff in the news about Israel. That's not scriptural. That's political. All that's political, and that is not the hand of Yah. Okay, you know, the scriptures revolves around the nation of Israel, the Hebrew nations, the Hebrew nation, who have been scattered around the world into all nations. That's what I want to say. Okay, so the scriptures revolved around Yah's people. Okay, so now we're in the awakening stages, and the times of the Gentiles has been fulfilled. So now he's bringing them back down. He's raising us back up. So please, family, keep Yah's 10 commandments, and don't be deceived by all this stuff that's in the news. All right, okay? One love. Shalom.